Good afternoon. This is Judge Alyssa Perez presiding over the 210th District Court criminal docket for January 16th, 2024. All matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all emergency orders and directives regarding remote proceedings. In addition to that, we are streaming all matters live via YouTube for public viewing. Marufo, would you call our next case, please?
Yes, Judge, towards the bottom of page 23. Alex, may we have Alex Rodriguez?
Coming out, Maru. Rodriguez. Yes.
All of you are ready. Right.
In cause number 2017-0D03494, State of Texas versus Alex Rodriguez. Announcement of council, please.
Chantal Ortega for the state. The state is ready.
Robin Norris for Mr. Rodriguez. I'm ready, Your Honor.
Claudia Mata, no probation, Your Honor. I'm covering for Miss CSO Reina Ramos.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Rodriguez is appearing remotely from the jail annex. We are scheduled for a bond hearing. Mr. Norris, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. It seems like we were just here a couple of days ago on a pre-revocation hearing with Mr. Rodriguez. I did want to bring the court up to date because there was some information that Ms. Ramos was going to provide. She did reach out to me about that for some details about what I wanted, and I replied right away. So I'm still waiting to get that information from her. The court probably has more experience with Mr. Rodriguez than I do, even at this point. You know, he's an El Pasoan, born and bred here. He has children, including very young children, who depend upon him for support. He's been in custody since October 24th, I think. And as I explained to the court before, I'm not even sure exactly why or how he was taken into custody, since a violation affidavit and bench warrant do not appear among the papers of the court. In any case, I think I know a little from talking with him about and from being in court before about his problems. Right now, I'm particularly impressed by his brother, Alfredo, his much older brother, who is frustrated by Alex's slow performance on probation or poor performance, and has resolved to make sure that he performs, and we'll give him a place to live if he is released from custody while we're working our way through the probation revocation process, try to get him back to work as a truck driver so that he can accumulate money to pay the fees that he's way behind on. I think there's no question with proper supervision from his older brother that he'll get to his classes and he'll work hard while we're trying to figure out probation. That'll make it easier for me to work with him to try to get prepared to come back to the court when we're next scheduled for another pre-revocation hearing. So I don't think he's a flight risk. His problems are just, you know, not getting complied with his probationary conditions. I'm hoping I can eventually reassure the court that he will, but that's for another day.
Anything else, Mr. Norris? Is he had a no bond situation?
Well, he's on deferred, so he's entitled to a bond, but right now he doesn't have one. So
Okay.
he can't afford much. You know, I'd love a PR bond for him.
Yes, sir. All right, Ms. Ortega?
Yes, Your Honor, the state obviously asks that the court set appropriate bond. This defendant has a possession of controlled substance penalty group 3 in a drug-free zone conviction on October 4th, 2016, which was prosecuted under 1244B. In addition, penalty group 2, which was less than 1 gram, also a 1244B. In terms of this particular probation, I know the court heard just a few days ago that he had been dropped several times from the sex offender treatment program for failure to complete the classes, even after this court had, back in February, spoken to him regarding the conditions of his supervision and how he had done very little at that time on these different provisions. Finally, the state intends to revoke this defendant as previously discussed, and would be making a recommendation to the court of 10 TDC based on the offense and the evidence in the case, along with the revo. So we do understand that the court knows all about this defendant, and so we would leave it up to the court what the bond should be set at.
Anything else, Mr. Norris?
No, that's all we have for now, Judge.
I was just wanting to complete my review of the PSR. I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward. Give me 1 second. All right, his bond is going to be 50,000 split, 40,000 cash surety, 10,000 PR. Of course, it's going to be, the PR conditions are going to be to comply with his conditions of probation. He'll have curfew just the same on the, PR bond as the probation case. Looks like all the previous PR conditions mirror, I'm certain, what his probation conditions are. So he will only have the additional condition of reporting to PR once a month. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You may, we'll see you. I do see we have that subsequent setting already, so we'll see you at the next setting. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
May
All
I
right.
excuse your Marisol?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Top of page 23, Judge.
Uh-huh.
Next, we have Arellanes. Arellanes will need the interpreter, Judge.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Hi, Mr. Brock. How are you?
Good. How about you, Judge?
Doing well. Are we getting set up? Yep.
Yes, Judge, it's set up.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Noella. Go ahead.
In cause number 2023-0D00479, State of Texas versus Gerardo Arellanes. Announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state. State is ready.
Mr. Vandenberg, if you were speaking, would you select the English channel, please?
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state. The state is ready.
Thank you very much.
Arif Abrar for Mr. Arianes, ready, Judge.
And Mr. Arellanes is appearing remotely from the jail annex. He is also utilizing the assistance of a court interpreter, Ms. Gloria Noyola. We are scheduled for a bond hearing today. Mr. Abrar, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Judge, for this case, actually, the bond for the burglary of building is set at $5,000. He has 2 other cases from the same incident, but I do believe he has PR bond on those cases. My client was incarcerated on November 15, 2023, and 2 months has passed, but he has not been able to come up with the $5,000 bond to post, even the minimum that's needed. Actually, Judge, my client, he's a U.S. citizen. He has 4 children. Judge, I will take a little bit of break for interpretation. 4 children and a wife. If released, Judge, he would be residing in at 4308 East Missouri, El Paso, Texas, 79903. And Judge, My client has attended up to 11th grade, did not continue his education after that. I believe the only criminal history that I am able to see is a burglary of building case from 2018, which was reduced to a misdemeanor, and he did 30 days in jail for that particular case, Judge. But Judge, at this point, my client is just indigent and unable to post the bond, even the $5,000 bond. And to add to that, Your Honor, I believe my client actually self-surrendered when he had seen his face on TV as like El Paso's Most Wanted. So, and I believe he surrendered on the 15th of November, and this case is from back in 2022, Your Honor. We're respectfully requesting a PR bond at this point because I don't believe my client is able to post any amount of bond at this stage.
Okay. Alrighty, Mr. Vandenberg?
Honor, the state opposes a PR bond. Mr. Avellanes has prior convictions. There is the burglary of a building, which is a Class A misdemeanor from 2018, but he has federal convictions. Smuggling of aliens in 2017, that's a probation violation for which he received 10 months. He also has a second federal conviction in 2013 for improper importation. And that's a 13-month penalty as well. And we're also concerned, the state is also concerned that the facts of this matter show that Mr. Avellanes, I have a hard time pronouncing his name, Avellanes has burglarized a commercial business that it's a family business in which the family advertises basically shoes that they sell online to various people. The defendant went in there and stole 24 boxes of shoes. They're not a high value item. They're a high volume item. So the defendant basically depleted most of the stock of the small business, Your Honor. So the state is concerned that he will reoffend, do this again because of his need for finances. And I think more importantly than anything else, he has prior convictions, and in particular, probation violations. So he is not trustworthy to be on a PR bond, Your Honor.
So I'm showing, was it a PR revo that got us to the 5,000? I'm seeing a burglary of building, there was a PR revo. Is that correct? Is that what gets him?
I believe that may be from the 2018, but you should look, Judge.
Oh, this is 5,000.
Yes, that's correct, Judge.
Right, okay. So that's what I'm looking.
And just for this particular case, I do not see a PR revocation, at least under the court files.
I'm not seeing it either, but the booking is being listed as a PR revo. I'm sorry, who is the clerk? Oh, is that Caleb?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, can you email to me if it's a PR revo, the affidavit?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
If it is Mr. Abrar, certainly don't think we'll do anything like a straight PR. He has zero resources.
That's what my understanding is. They have not been able to come up with any money to post that.
Yeah, I'm looking at
But-
the events here in the entries and I don't see it. That's why I want to look and see if we actually have one from PR. I could probably go through my emails. Let me check there.
And Judge, my understanding is the warrant was issued back in February, and the case wasn't active until he surrendered on November 15th.
It might have been the JMAG thing. Yeah, I don't have anything in my email, so. All right. Caleb, are you seeing anything in terms of the basis for the revo, if there is one?
Your Honor, there's no basis for the revo. It was when he was booked, the JMAG gave him 5,000.
Okay, all right. The misdemeanor case that postdates our offense, or is it out of the same incident?
I believe they're the same incident. Your Honor.
All right. Okay, in that case, Mr. Avellanes, I'm going to go ahead and give you a full PR bond. It will be a $5,000 PR bond. You're to report every month in person to the PR bond office. You are to commit no new criminal offenses. You will be subject to urine and breath analysis testing. You're to use no illegal drug or alcohol. I'm going to give him a curfew from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. unless he is working or going to school. Let me think. Is there a specific location, Mr. Vandenberg, where this incident occurred?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I don't need to know the exact address. You may not have any contact with any of the complainants or be within 200 feet of the location of this incident. Are there any other conditions, Mr. Vandenberg, that you think are appropriate?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, that'll be the order of the court. Thank you, Mr. Abrar.
Thank you, Your Honor. Permission to be excused, Judge?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Who's next?
Second on page 24, Judge. Annex, may we have Williams?
Está mirado. Bien.
Annex,
So is it funciona?
Yes, sir.
does defendant Udero need an interpreter?
No.
Okay, thank you. That was it for the interpreters, Judge.
Thank you very much, Ms. Noyola. Did I, let me see, 2023-0D06498, did we have plea papers?
Believe so, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor, I think it's under Kevin Andrew Rodriguez Reese is what I had.
I'm sorry, are we talking about Keith Williams?
Oh, that's a different one. Sorry, Your Honor. We should have them.
I
Yes,
feel
Your
like,
Honor, I sent them over to Ms. Hernandez.
Your Honor, I do see plea papers, but I don't see signatures yet.
I'm sorry, you don't see what?
The signature.
Yeah, Myrna, who has them? And because I'm searching them by cause number and I don't have them in my email unless I'm really messing up here.
I found some, Judge.
From when?
And they're signed from
December 10th, January 10th, Judge.
I feel like I do remember receiving some paperwork. Can you forward them to me, please? Because maybe it doesn't have the cause number. That's why I can't find it.
Yes, Judge.
Judge, I forwarded you what I have.
Okay, thank you.
So I think the unsigned ones are the ones that I usually send out to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm searching for the signed ones, but if the court has them, I can proceed.
The court did receive them from Mr. Robledo, Judge.
Okay, and do I have them?
I just sent them to you, Judge.
Okay, and they're signed by me or no?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I want to know is if I've already signed off on these.
No, Judge.
Okay. Okay, let's get off